Have you ever wondered if it's always okay to forgive those who have hurt you, those who have caused you pains? Shall you forgive them? Should you forgive them? What if you forgive them? What happens after that? Does it make you less of a person? Does it make them the winner? Let's talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that is talked about a lot, but is not practiced with the truest sense of forgiving. I would like us to really discuss in detail what forgiveness entails, because I think sometimes we misunderstand what forgiveness is. And because of that misunderstanding, we tend to not forgive a lot. Is it important to forgive? Why do you forgive someone if they have offended you, if they have hurt you intentionally or non-intentionally? From a scriptural perspective, if we go to the scriptures, Manusmriti, Dhriti Kshama Damosteyam, Saucham Indriya Vigraha, Dhir Vidya Satyama Krodha, Dasham Dharma Lakshanam. We do have as well in the Hindu tradition, Dasham Dharma Lakshanam. They're called the 10 commandments of the Hindus. This enables us to understand that in order to live a full-fledged Hindu life, you must be able to perform all these commandments, fulfill them at the highest state, after which it then enables us to embrace the true Hindu life. Among them is Kshama, which means forgiveness. Forgiveness from the Hindu perspective is a requirement to be a good Hindu. Forgiveness from a Hindu perspective should be an ingredient or a part of the Hindu fabric that defines us in general. What is forgiveness? Obviously, somebody offends you intentionally or even unintentionally. That person asks for forgiveness. Additionally, someone may hurt you or offend you in that way as well, but may not ask for forgiveness. What do you do in that sense? The misconception about forgiveness is that if you forgive, then you have lost the battle. And yes, it is a battle. Let's use the word offender for argument's sake. If the offender, does something to you and it causes a sense of unpleasantness, publicly or privately, then what happens? Sometimes we feel that if we forgive that person, it is as though they have won the battle. And for that reason and that alone, many of us don't forgive. We don't practice forgiveness. Now, let's look at perhaps a different dimension of forgiveness. When someone commits an act that is blatantly wrong, hurtful, distasteful, and would cause you a lifetime of pain, right? So in many cases you have seen where a person drives under the influence of alcohol and have caused an accident, took many lives. It has happened so many cases. So what happens to the survivor of those, who've lost so many people? Should they forgive the offender, the person who actually committed the act? They survived. Or should you live for the rest of your life not forgiving that person because you want to punish them? Because sometimes we feel that not forgiving someone is really about punishing them. I am not going to forgive you because I want you to be punished for the rest of your life. That is one way of looking at it. Does forgiveness happen because of the degree of pain or because of the degree of hurt? So if you kill someone in my family, I will never forgive you. But if you stepped on my toe a little bit, that's lesser, so I can forgive you for that. Is forgiveness dependent on the quality or the type rather, or the depth of the offense towards you? Those are things that we have to think about carefully. when we are thinking about this process called kshama, forgiveness. That is from a human being perspective, relationship. A human being commits so many distasteful acts in many cases. And at the end of it, we say, Kshamaswa Parameshwara or Kshamaswa Parameshwari. Forgive me, O God, if I have done anything wrong, or if I have intentionally done something wrong, karacharana kritamba kayajam, so on. Then we say, Vihitam avihitam ava, whether it was knowingly or unknowingly done. Prabhu, God, please forgive me. Right? What is the responsibility of God? Should God forgive you? Right? Depending on the depth or the impact of the hurt you have caused in someone. So there is God forgiving us, and then there is people forgiving us. So what is really forgiveness? And how should it be done? Should we forgive or should we not? We forgive someone not because we want to dissolve whatever hurt they have done to us. When Bhagwan forgives someone, it doesn't mean that their sins, their karmas are dissolved. Similarly, it is for that reason why Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, is very focused on forgiveness. Because when we forgive someone, it is not like we're telling them that you have hurt me and so I'm forgiving you so that you feel better about yourself. Forgiveness is not for the person who has offended you. Forgiveness is for you who have received the hurt, who have received the pains, and who has made a conscious decision that you are not going to further live in pain. When we forgive, we cannot dissolve the pain that they have caused us, but at least what we do, we take the burden of the pain off our shoulder to move forward consciously in a life that is free from pains and free from the memory of pains. Most of what we live in is a memory. Most of our life is a memory. We wake up in the morning and our day is actually designed based on our memory, what we are remembering, and our mindset towards that day. So if yesterday was a bad day, then in most cases we wake up this morning remembering yesterday. And we take this memory, this mindset, and we tend to design our entire week around it. Forgiveness is important. It is important to forgive, and it's necessary to forgive. It is a Hindu requirement that we forgive, not because we want to dissolve people's karmas. We cannot do that, but we forgive so that we don't have to think about them anymore. You have lied to me, you have hurt me, you have cheated on me, you hurt someone in my family. I forgive you. I forgive you so that I don't have to live with you in my life anymore. It doesn't mean that I have to go embrace you every day. It doesn't mean that I have to now sit and chat with you every day. It means I have forgiven you so that I can move on to be a more full-fledged human being. I can move on to embrace life to its fullest. Not forgiving someone, what happens? When we do not forgive someone, then we live with that memory every day. That memory of hurt and that memory of pain. That is why kshama is not only extended, or forgiveness is not only extended to the people around us. They, my friends, kshama is an integral part of our worship process. As I said earlier, we commit acts knowingly and unknowingly that are wrong and that are hurtful. So when we ask for this forgiveness, what we're doing, we're trying to change our path. We're trying to take on new roles. We're trying to take on new initiatives and put the past behind us. It is okay to ask for forgiveness. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you are going to be defeated if you ask for forgiveness as well. It just means that you're willing now and you're ready to be cleansed. It is one step forward from yesterday when you ask for forgiveness. In conclusion, Our Dharma, Hindu Dharma, strongly promotes and strongly recommends and rather advises us that forgiveness is important both from a giving and both from an asking perspective. Having said that, you may disagree that because of the context of the pain that you have received in life and someone has caused you, you're not willing to forgive them. At the end of the day, that is your choice. But when we live remembering of the pain someone has caused us, we are just going to live a very painful life. May all of you live in bliss, in happiness, and may all of you try each and every day to forgive someone or forgive something. Namaste.